What's up, guys? Paul from Golfers Authority. And this week, Behind the Brand podcast, I got two for going on. They're friends of mine. I've actually hung out with them and had coffee. Actually, not really friends, because Stefan doesn't say we're friends, but I think we're friends. And so today I have Stefan Yell and Chaz Donati from my favorite, one of my favorite training aids actually out there, AlignmentPro. And it's actually a really cool story. And we have some cool stories to share. So without further ado, welcome to the show.
What's up, Paul?
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
So you guys are like, tell me the story about, well, first of all, let's talk about our backgrounds here. I'll let Chaz go first. Chaz, how'd you get into golf?
Oh, man. I grew up on a golf course. So I grew up on a par 3 course in Stockton. And, we would just go and play golf with the buddies every now and then. I actually never played competitively. I always played ice hockey, and kind of the transition for hockey and golf seemed to work. And I feel like I kind of naturally was good at golf. And, I just fell in love with the game as I've gotten older. But there was nothing better than going to the par 3 course and just walking around with the guys and enjoying a good sunset round.
And shooting a below a 72.
On a par 3, yes.
On a par 3. I'm an executive.
The executive 9 course record.
Stefan, do they have golf courses in Canada?
No.
Actually, you guys, Stefan is really funny.
We have McDonald's. We have
McDonald's. What's the name of that coffee place in Starbucks? Like at Starbucks.
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
That's right, Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
So Stefan, tell us your golf story.
Terrible golfer, honestly. Yeah,
we all are, dude. That's why we're here
every year. I live in Scottsdale now, and my game is going south. But I still love it. I love watching it on TV, especially on Sundays.
I was gonna text you yesterday and see if you want to go golfing on Sunday, but I figured you were too busy, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, the weather's terrible right now, so
I know it might rain.
And
we gotta be careful. We have a 13%
it might
chance of
rain, you guys. We might have to maybe give one drop of rain on us. So Stefan,
I only golf if you call Thursdays and Fridays. The rest of the time, weekends are for hanging out, and then the rest of the week I like to work.
So Stefan, what's your background in?
My background, I played hockey back in the day, and then now.
Okay, he's being a little. What's the word?
That's years ago.
Hidden. Yeah. This is complete bullshit. All right, you have an NHLPA sweatshirt on, so
exposed.
Dude, like right away, we know you played in. We know you played in the NHL. All right, so let me ask this question: how many years did you play in the NHL, Stefan?
Played 15 years.
How many Stanley Cups did you win, Stefan?
Two with Colorado.
See, he's very like, what's the word? I don't know. He doesn't like talking about it. It seemed like, but it's cool.
It was great. Good years, but
it's awesome. I love it.
Wait,
focus on different things.
Paul, quick story, just real. It's actually funny.
Story time.
So I didn't grow up, but I lived in Silverthorne, Colorado in 96 to 98 or 95 to 97. I was pretty young. I was only 5-6 years old, but that was the first time I put on skates. Well, my favorite team was the Colorado Avalanche, because not only did they win a cup when I lived in Colorado, but I remember watching Yeller play, and my favorite player was Peter Forsberg. And that's why I was number 21. So full circle, we end up here in Scottsdale, and our other partner, John Curry with AlignmentPro, said, hey, Stefan Yell wants to meet up. And I go, like, Colorado Avalanche. Like I watched him as a kid, so it was kind of cool. But that's just kind of my full circle story.
Is that crazy?
And now it's fun working with him. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like I watched him when I was 6. Like, it's cool.
Well, when you guys told me like, oh, you play hockey, I'm like, really? When do you play hockey? And then they're telling I'm like, no shit. I'm like, and then we start rattling. I love it when Stefan will text me. He's playing golf with someone. And he's like, oh, I'm playing golf with Marty McSorley. I'm like, oh yeah, from the Kings, because that's when I was big into hockey too, like the '90s. Like I lived hockey. I mean,
the Red Wing and Avalanche battles that Yeller was a part of, man. That's what got me into the game.
Oh yeah, dude. A legend on my show. I got a legend. He's like, oh no, I just live in Scottsdale or something. But I don't know.
I'm terrible right now.
Well, let's go. Let's all three of us go. Come on. Oh, it's raining.
Yeah, I think,
It might rain.
It's practice.
That's true. Yeah. We got a little bit of clouds.
So my boss, this is funny. I'm so it's going all over the place today, but so my boss all of a sudden wants to get into golf, which I was like, thank God, because girlfriend wants to. So I was like, well, I got some golf equipment if you want some. He's like, oh, really? He's like.
Just show in the studio.
I always ask him. I was like, "Well, what's your shoe size?" Because I got like 12 pairs of shoes over here, right? That they're brand new. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear all those. Hey, what are you guys? I always ask people, "Hey, what's your shoe size?" So that's kind of.
I'm a 10.
You're 10.
I am a 10. I am a 10 as well.
They're like a 10 and a half, 11. That'd be too big for you.
Yeah.
And I hit left. I'm a lefty.
Yeah.
You have any left clubs? Yeah.
Are you really a lefty? I didn't know that.
He's a lefty.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of clubs yet. I'm trying.
Can I get a towel? Can you send me a towel?
Oh hell yeah, you get towels, dude. Maybe I'll give you a bag sometime. I have bags. I have a lot of bags. I got freaking 3 boxes right here. I just got from Vessel this week of all their new bags. But anyways, enough about me, my show, and Stefan's past of being a badass. So tell everybody, I think it's really cool because I met Chaz first, right? Like we met on Instagram is how it started. And I was like, hey, that's really cool training aid. I would love to try it out. And that was probably almost 2 years ago, I would say.
Right when we got involved.
And then it was like, finds out you guys are in Arizona. And Chaz actually lives like 10 minutes from my house, literally. Like he lives on the other side of Tempe, really. So we've never been able to see each other because both Chaz and Stefan still work. I mean, this is their company, but then they also have their jobs too, like all of us. So, like, tell the audience how'd you guys meet?
I mean, okay, I'll start. So
let Stefan talk since he's not talking at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
No, I think so. Our like I said, our other common friend John Curry is how we know each other.
Yeah.
And so he's our partner as well in this. And so he reached out to Stefan and I about an opportunity. And John's brother-in-law, Tyler, who's also still with us, had this training aid, AlignmentPro, and he's based out of Utah. So he had it with a couple other partners of his out of Salt Lake. And they were kind of just looking to get rid of the company, let's just say. And so John reached out to Stefan and I because we kind of all have different, skill sets that we could bring to the table. And I'll let Yeller touch on that for his Amazon side. But, we all met at a breakfast place up in Scottsdale and just kind of hashed out some details and really loved the product. I knew about the product before we had even met it because John's brother-in-law had come to town before and we were just talking about what everybody was doing.
Like how long ago was this?
So I met Tyler probably about 3.5 years ago.
But you guys all met through hockey, right? Up at the ice den or something?
Yeah, yes. In a way.
Yeah. Indirectly, right?
Yeah, I met John at because we skate with the Coyotes alumni together.
Mm-hmm.
So to go back to kind of before Chaz I had played hockey with John. And then we're at the Coyotes alumni golf tournament. We're sitting at the same table, and I was talking about. He had a buddy from Jackson that I had played against in the fundraiser in Jackson.
Jackson Hole?
A few years. Yeah. A few years ago, or a few years past, anyways. And he was asking me what I was doing what I was doing here in Scottsdale. And I said, well, I moved here a couple of years ago. I have a physical product wholesale business. and I kind of started explaining the business. And then John, I kind of tweaked his, he was curious about what I was doing. So then we must have met for lunch or a beer or something like that. And we started talking about products, physical products. And then he brought up Tyler's AlignmentPro product. And it kind of snowballed into discussions. And then he introduced me to Tyler at breakfast about a couple of years ago, I think. So here we are now.
That's crazy.
Probably around 2 years ago today, honestly, because I think we met around January, February time of 2019.
And you guys are blowing up. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, oh yeah, they're blowing up. Check it out. Like, no, for reals. I mean,
it's like, good to hear.
There isn't a pro's bag does not have an AlignmentPro. Like, if you go to their website or Instagram or whatever, you're gonna see like every guy in the tour has one in their bag for practicing. Every single guy, and it's like, holy crap, because that's free marketing right there. I mean, it's pretty cool. It works, right?
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
And it's not like it blends so well in the bag too that it doesn't like. You know what I mean? Like, if you had an orange whip in your bag, it's a big orange ball, right? Like, everyone's, oh, that's an orange whip.
Yeah.
But it's like this they can put in their bag, and it's like it just blends with the bag, right? I mean, just the way it's designed and the style of it. But so really, when you guys all met up, was AlignmentPro doing that well? Like, was it selling well? Was it on Amazon? Was it was it like obviously something's happened over the last 2 years, right, to get to the point where it's at. So kind of. Is that kind of what you got when you guys all came in together? You guys were like, let's all use our skills together and make this into a better product, out there.
Yeah, I think it's obviously it's we took over and there's maybe some supply chain issues, and then we've actually improved the sticks. The hinge is so much better than the first version, and. It's a work in progress. It was on Amazon, but it wasn't. It wasn't optimized. So, the last year and a half has been
refinement, right? Like refining.
Yeah, refinement. Obviously, there were some supply issues with what happened in China last year, but we're trying to dial in our presence on our website. Obviously, Chaz is working hard with. Social media and making networking with other brands and getting the name out there. So we're on a good track.
So I guess explain what exactly the AlignmentPro is, so people kind of know.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward, honestly, like when you look at it. But then as you really start to play around with it, you realize that there's a lot of different functionalities to the stick itself. So essentially, you have your basic alignment sticks that every golfer honestly has in your bag, whether you're a professional or an amateur or youth golfer. Everybody has alignment sticks. But ours specifically have two hinges on each side of the stick that rotate in 90 degrees. And so with that, you have the ability to use it for putting, whether it's using a putting rail, and really kind of working on squaring up that club face at impact. You can also use it as a putting line if you want to read breaks in a green, or how a lot of people get like a tee and a string and they kind of put it on the opposite side of the hole. That's to help kind of read the break.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what you can lift up one side of the stick or one side of the hinge, and now you have a completely different putting line that you can use underneath. And so, I think the biggest opportunity that we've seen since kind of really diving into the product is putting. And honestly, at the end of the day, I think as you improve your putting, you become a better golfer. But you can utilize it out on the driving range. If you're working on your swing plane, you can put it behind you and really work on either, like I said, ball impact or just following that swing plane that people want the consistency of. So there's a lot of different functionalities, and we're teaming up with a couple different teaching professionals right now, showcasing how they would use the AlignmentPro to really attack, amateurs and youth golfers. Pros are great. Like you said, it's in pretty much every tour bag. But at the end of the day,
which is really cool because it happened naturally. It wasn't like, Chad.
Yeah. And it gives validity to the product.
Hey guys, put this in your bag. Hey guys, it's really weird. I feel like the golf industry, because it's either pay to play, right? Like get in the bag, or
That's what we've noticed. Yeah.
or you have such a great product that the pro wants it anyways, regardless if they're going to get paid for it. So it's like they're just like, use it. It's really interesting because,
Yeah, we'll get coaches that reach out to us that travel on tour, who will reach out to us and say, hey, like we're heading to Detroit or we're heading to Chicago for this tournament, and can you get like 5 sticks to us? And so we'll overnight them to the guys. And, we're obviously not necessarily going to make the pro pay for it because it gives our product some serious validity behind it. And so it's exciting at the same time having them reach out to us. But how do Stefan and I and John and Tyler and I turn that into the rest of the golf world, right? Kind of like us, the amateurs, the people that love playing golf and buying training aids.
I just find it like fascinating because who else I talked to? There was another brand that I talked to, and it was the same kind of thing where, oh crap, who was it? It was a training of some sort, but it was the same situation where the pros were using it, and I was like, how'd you get all those bags? And they're like, their coaches used it with them, and the guy liked it and he kept it, and like that's it. I mean, and that's a lot of validation if you think about it, you guys, because if the pros using it for own practice before a match, obviously the thing works, right? I mean,
yeah,
they're not it's like literally right before they're going to play. So it's not like they're just doing it for show. They're doing it because it helps them.
It helps.
Whatever they need the help for.
So Tony Finau is a big kind of advocate for AlignmentPro. He doesn't come out and publicly say it, but he was from Utah where AlignmentPro originated from. And so they were able to get one to Tony. And there's actually photos and videos and pictures, everything of him using it at the Masters. And him and Boyd Summerhays obviously work together. And I've given couple sticks to Boyd and his kids and Tony. That way they have extras, but it's cool to have that in the bag, knowing that you have a product that these type of caliber players want and desire.
Well, yeah, you can't pay for that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you do it cost, it's one thing to have a product and then someone's like, oh, this thing's the best in the world, but you're paying me $300,000 to say that. It's another thing where it's like, it's just in their bag and they're like, this is awesome. It worked for me.
And the sticks are, I think you have a sample, right, Paul?
I have one, yeah.
Or maybe you don't.
Great.
He does.
Yeah. So, and it's top quality. If you pick up a stick that a lot of people buy, I don't know, at different stores,
like
ours is heavy. You can feel,
or like
you can feel the quality, the heaviness, the paint job on it. And obviously, this year we've improved the hinges. They're so much smoother.
We'll get some comments on social media like, "Oh, this is more expensive than the $5 Home Depot ones." You know what I mean? And then the very next, exactly. And then the very next post will be Tiger Woods using it, and we're like, "Well, it's good enough for him."
Well, what's so cool is that like, it's not just an alignment stick, right? Like you buy a stick at Home Depot or a piece of wood or whatever, or some cheap Chinese knockoff or a $20 stick, like that's made of whatever plastic. It's like this thing's actually a tool, and you've already solved the problem of making it more versatile. It's almost like a Swiss Army knife of sticks. Like you can do this and you can do this and you can do this that you can't do with just a plain old stick.
You see on videos when like teaching professionals, or they'll grab that basket and they'll just stick the regular alignment stick through the basket to create that 45-degree angle. And that's essentially what we've eliminated. Like you don't have to have it look like that at the end of the day either. Like it's an all-in-one stick is kind of how we've promoted it.
No, I think it's awesome. I mean,
and it has numbers on the hinge, so you can keep track of your the angle that you're looking for instead of using a basket.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so if you're looking for a 30 degree angle or 45 or whatever.
So it's like.
So Paul, you should use it. You'll improve your game a lot.
Does it help juice stuff on?
Start using.
If I'm being honest, it's helped my putting though.
Where is mine?
Yeah, you think you'd be showcasing it right now.
We can pull it out. I'll pull it on the show. We can pull it on the show. We can whip it out.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, let them see that 90-degree bend.
Let me whip out that 90-degree. I want to start spinning in my head. It's over there. I don't want to get on my chair.
You're good.
That's fine.
I think it's great though. I mean, so right now I know you can buy it on the website, but then also you guys are big on Amazon because you're one of the top sellers, right? I mean, top seller on training aids. And that has a lot to do with Stefan because of what he does, right?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's on our website, obviously. I think it's going into retail next month.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Elaborate on that, yeah. So it's exciting.
So where's most of your sales come from then? Amazon?
Last year, that's kind of 50-50 maybe between the website.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You know, it's weird because we get a lot of international orders too. A lot from Germany, Czech Republic, Malaysia. I mean, we get a lot of international orders, and honestly, I'm not even quite sure how they find us. You know, it's a lot of word of mouth, like you were saying earlier, kind of the blowing up, right? Like a lot of word of mouth. But I'd say it's a good 50-50 split. And yeah, we are getting into big retail now, and you know, hopefully we'll be able to kind of see how that moves out of their stores. That'd be nice. Amazon crushes it though. They do, obviously, because a lot of people do use Amazon. So it is nice being kind of one of the top alignment sticks on Amazon. I think, Stefan, you told me like alignment sticks or training alignment sticks are Googled or Amazon like 500 plus times a day alone. Or you said something like that. I forget, but it's like a top search bar when it comes to golf products on Amazon is alignment sticks.
Yeah, I think within golf training aids, alignment sticks are pretty popular. Obviously, in the next couple of months here, when people start gearing up as golf season starts or approaches. But yeah, it's exciting.
It's coming fast. I mean,
I know.
It's here. Honestly, the Waste Management Open is next week or in 2 weeks.
Chaz, give me some tickets to that. Come on, you know everybody.
Those things are a hot item right now because of the limited capacity or the limited attendance.
Right? Isn't it 8,000?
You know, it's changed so much. I think, you know, it varies because they are doing a 16th hole is what I've heard, like one layer. But it's changed on the general admittance. And honestly, I don't even know what it's at right now. I heard 8,000. Yes. And I hope to get some tickets as well.
I'm trying. Everyone's like reaching out to me like saying, hey, you tickets? Can you tickets? Are you going?
I think somebody said it was $200 right now for just a general admission, just to walk around. $200 per ticket. Shit. That's what people are selling them for.
I don't think I'm going. There's just no way. The odds. You know what I mean? Like last year I went, I had a great time.
It's definitely going to be weird around that facility this year with no crowds.
I mean, there's not going to be the like
the bird's nest, the concerts and everything.
There's nothing, right? It's just gonna be the course. Like you can go and walk around. There's not gonna be.
Well, it's funny that they built some things. Like they built the entrance. You know where like all the all the gifts and everything, like as you walk through into the course, they did build something, and I drove by it the other day, like it's the same. So I don't know if it's a feeling or if there are going to be vendors there to still get I'm sure there will be. I'm sure those vendor booths are going to be a little bit more high price this year. But I think it's going to be weird regardless. Like I said, I've seen the 16th hole. They are building it a little bit half capacity, I believe. And it looks a little different this year, for sure.
I don't know. I just want to go. I want to go with you guys. Let's just go.
I just want to walk it. Honestly, I just enjoy walking the course. 16th hole is fun. I've experienced it before, but I thoroughly enjoy just walking the course and watching them bomb the ball.
I went.
Man, the front nine's nice too. It's kind of quiet.
I mean, they tear up that course. Quiet. The winners tear it up. I mean, 15, 20 under is the winner normally. So, I mean, they just tear it up. So it's cool to see out there.
I was hit by a ball last year by Justin Thomas.
John Rahm almost hit me with a ball one time. That thing came smoking like a missile.
Last year, I told the story on my podcast episode. I think that's what I told the story. So last year I went, it was right after the PGA show. And so I was hanging out with True Links for a lot at the show, and they were coming to open because Ryan was playing in it, and I ended up walking the front nine with Ryan and Ches Reevy, because it was crazy, like to be in the ropes, like with them, like right behind them. It was nuts, man. It was the funnest experience ever. I mean, I look like the biggest tourist.
You did that on Wednesday? The Wednesday or the Thursday?
I did that on what day was that? Wednesday or Thursday? I can't remember which day it was.
Oh, that's
it must have been Wednesday. It was the Pro-Am day.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
When they would let you on.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, Thursday is my favorite day. And it's weird to say that, but it's before a lot of the out of towners come in, and you get to really be up close to those guys and watch them hit the shots without the crowds. I mean, it's busy. Don't get me wrong. There's probably over 50,000 people there on a Thursday, but it's not like Saturday's 200,000. So,
there's no
Friday's
way, bro. There's no way I'm going there on a Saturday. My business partner at one of my companies, like he paid for whatever suite or booth with another one of his partners. It was like 10 grand, 15 grand. What did they pay for? I don't remember what it was, but
easily
it was like the 4-day event, whatever. And he's like, do you want to, like, he's all excited. And then on Saturday, he's like, do you want to come? And I'm like, there's no way you can't pay me $1 million to come, because I was there on Wednesday. It took me an hour and a half to get to my car, and I was done. Like, seriously, because you have to park out at Westworld. Well, no, what happened was I parked at a company, and I got busted, and then I had to go to Westworld to off. And it was a pain.
The buses that take you all the way.
Dude, it's the worst. Like, it
is. It's fun.
Yeah, there's literally no way out of there. There's like one way in and one way out. And I tried to.
They know how to keep you.
Course. I was like, "F it. I'm gonna walk I'm walking all the 3 miles to my." So I started walking, and then I got to like the North Course, right? The North Course, and then they're like, "Oh, you can't walk this way." I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "Oh, it's blocked off." I'm like, "Can I cross the bridge over there?" They're like, "No." And I was like, "Dude, that's the only way out." They're like,
it's like herding cattle. It's literally herding cattle. What they do.
They told me, like, "Oh, you go all the way down to 101 and then go around." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I was so irritated."
Yeah.
But that's
there's a fraction of the
that is the Phoenix Open.
I got one of my hats here. I bought this one last year.
Oh yeah. Full of the swag.
That Puma hat's really cool though.
That's pretty cool. I like that one.
It has like the cork on it. The bottom of hats. This is my friend's hat from McEwen. He had a really cool hat last year. He says Noise.
Oh, that is nice. I like that one for sure.
I was going to steal a paddle. I was really going to do it. Like, it was on the ground. It was the first day, and it was a quiet paddle. And because I was on the ropes, right? And I was like, "Oh my god, I should steal this. Like, I should just take it." And I was like,
"You should steal one of the signage for the score and put that in the back."
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
I walked at these
Tiger.
There was these two kids that were like carrying it, right? And they're like, 15, 16 years old, and they're like, their dads are in whatever that group's called.
The Thunderbirds
or whatever.
Yeah.
They're so nice. They're so bored. They're like, but
it's a good event.
It was fun. It's fun. I love it. Here's my opinion. Kapalua, nobody cares. It's freaking Hawaii, right? Like, old people watch those tournaments. Then you go, really, when Phoenix Open starts.
Nice
right.
Course.
That's my parents watch. It's like, "Oh, we're watching Kapalua." And I'm like, "Why? Who cares?" And then no one cares until Phoenix.
Have you played that course? It's nice.
I have.
It's tough.
I have.
Windy. Yeah.
Oh, so windy. So beautiful, though. You're just taking pictures the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you're not even playing.
I had I played my dad probably like 12 years ago there. It was so much fun. And we played in December. Like, it was like, and so it was when they were setting up for the Kapalua event. It was really cool. Like, you could build, they're starting to build it all out. I was like, "That's cool." So what big things are happening this year then with AlignmentPro? Retail, right?
Yeah, we've got retail. That's going to be a lot of great, hopefully that just blows up.
Are you allowed to say where you're going to be? I'm assuming Dick's.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We got into Dick's Sporting Goods. We're actually going to be going into their top 200 Golf Galaxy locations right now, and so we were excited to kind of see it hit the stores. And again, it's just watching it hit the stores and seeing how it's merchandised just gets us excited for what's to come. And we've kind of come out with another product, which is just the single hinge one. The double hinge is obviously our go-to. But we have an indoor stand that we're working with right now. So that way you can use it in hitting bays. If you have an office location and you're practicing your putting on a putting mat, right? We have an indoor stand that we're trying to get done right now. So that way you can use it and practice indoors. So I think that'll be big and really kind of take us to that next level for people who are buying sticks. And then also just keep collaborating, keep, doing stuff like this with you, honestly, and getting our name out there, and just kind of, we had to spend a good year just fulfilling previous commitments, whether it was product orders or anything like that. So we took an entire year to really get the foundation of the business going. And now, we're starting to ramp it up. Stefan and I met last weekend, and we made a pretty good plan to kind of go after a lot of content, and working with, friends of mine that I've met out here in the golf community are great. And, they have obviously a lot of very good connections, but they're also just great people, and I'd love to use them for content purposes. So just continuing to really kind of drive those relationships and get the sticks into everybody's hands, honestly, at the end of the day.
That's cool. Chaz,
you nailed it.
Chaz knows everybody, man.
I don't know everybody, but I feel like I know the right people. No, it's good. The golf community out here in Scottsdale is unbelievable. Honestly, they have welcomed me in, and we play golf, as much as we can, obviously, because I do have another job. And, the biggest thing is they're always reaching out. Hey, do you want to go play or this and that? And, I've gotten to play golf at a couple really beautiful places out here in Scottsdale, which I didn't think I ever would. And I've just met a good group of people that love the product, which is awesome too. And they use it. It's in every one of their bags, and they honestly, truly believe in the product. And that gives Stefan and I the confidence, to keep going with it.
No, that's super cool. I mean, I like supporting you guys because you're just good dudes. Number one, like, we're friends. Even though Stefan doesn't think we're friends, I'll never let him do that.
We're just dating. We're dating.
No, we're not. We're past that stage. We're past.
Are we? Okay.
You guys already broke up. We got back together.
We dating's like, we dated like last year, bro. All right, like last year.
It was. You're right.
But then we went to coffee a bunch of times and hung out.
Hey, coffee. That's a big step, though. I mean, that's a big step.
Invited me to coffee. I drove all the way up to freaking Scottsdale to see him in his palace at the coffee shop. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So, is there any other new improvements you're going to be doing this year on it, or you're like really happy with what you've done, and then you're going to just be doing more marketing this year?
No, I think the sticks are good. Marketing is, like Chaz just mentioned, for us, it's content this year. Content videos, instructional videos for the product, drills for people to use the product and improve their game, either be putting to chipping and irons.
Yeah, I'll talk to Chaz about that. I know Chaz and I were talking about that like around Christmas time, doing some stuff together.
The biggest thing is just like when somebody buys it, how do they use it? You know what I mean? And that's what Stefan's touched on huge. And so we're really kind of trying to revamp like the YouTube channel and really just give big training videos from different perspectives. Mike Burry, we've got some videos, made from him, a few years ago, and they were awesome. And he used the AlignmentPro in a creative way that I didn't even think about. And so I think teaming up with the right, teaching professionals, like a handful of them, right? Or somebody who really is improving their game with it, to get those different perspectives, because everybody is different at the end of the day and everybody trains differently. Honestly, it has helped my putting. I don't use it enough on the driving range because my swing is so jacked up, I feel like right now anyways. But it's honestly improved my putting significantly. A lot of my friends out here, my good buddy Corey, who lives out here, we went to Papago and he was using the AlignmentPro, and I was taking some pictures, just kind of being fun with it. But he was hitting every single putt.
Really?
From 10 feet. From 10
Why didn't
feet.
you invite me?
Every single putt. You're invited next time, I promise. Let's go whenever.
Yeah.
And that's close to your office.
It's good.
Chaz wanted to come hang out in my garage, and then
the studio looks sick. The studio looks sick.
He always like, "Oh, I want to come hang out in your studio," and I'm like, "Okay, whenever."
Is that in your garage? That studio?
Yeah, man.
Studio in your garage?
Yeah. I have air
Looks good.
conditioning
I like
in here and heating, and I have.
Oh man,
couches.
that's huge for Arizona.
So let me ask you this: we're friends. You never invited me into your.
I invited you 1,000 times in my house. You're always busy. You're like, oh, Thursdays and Fridays at between 3:27 and 2:30 is when I'm available. Is what you said, and I was like, or Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And I'm like,
I'm napping from 1 to 3, you guys. So.
You're just cat napping. You're taking your siesta.
A hockey player's nap. I haven't dropped that.
Is really a hockey player's nap?
Oh my god. We do.
Why? When are you gonna bring a Stanley Cup over to my house? That'd be cool.
I have a couple right there, the mini ones.
Do you really? That's so
I'll show you my
cool,
rings,
dude. I need to invite.
Oh, it's funny. I try to chirp them all the time, honestly, and I'll never have anything to chirp him about because honestly, my hockey career was just terrible compared to his. But it's funny because he'll literally.
You're much better golfer, so
that's true.
There.
Well, I mean, it doesn't say much when I'm still shooting 80s, but anyways, I'll always try to chirp him. And I swear he has this picture of his name on the cup, just on demand, just ready to send it.
No, he does not.
That is his only response to me. I will chirp him and I'll give him a good one. And then all of a sudden he just sends me the picture. No words, just the picture. It's like it's a screenshot and it's always at the top of his photo album. He just like, boom, sends his name just right there on the cup.
Is it really?
It's cool. I mean, honestly, from my perspective as a kid that grew up playing, it's the coolest thing.
He's like, look,
dude, when as a hockey player, man, if your name's on that cup, I'd be doing it too. I would. And his name is on there twice.
No, you're just a badass, dude. Like, seriously? I just stopped.
Now, granted, now that I think about it, be careful. Be careful if you call him a badass.
That was a past life. I do Amazon.
Be careful if you call him a badass, because I do remember if I used to watch those Red Wing and Avalanche brawls, I do think I remember seeing Stefan just on the bench, drinking water. I don't know if I ever saw him on the ice. So
yeah, got into one fight, you guys. And,
who'd you fight? I want to know who you fought. You remember.
It was Sean Horkoff, I think, from Edmonton. He grabbed me and then ended up on my face pretty quickly. I came back to the bench and the coach was like, it was Daryl Sutter at the time. He's like, what were you doing?
Oh, the Sutter brothers.
Daryl Sutter, let's go.
Dude, I want to just have a show with just Stefan and tell hockey stories, dude. Dude, that would
I'm
go.
Sure it'd be a 10-hour podcast episode.
It would be so good. It would be so. It's Stefan like, I don't want to talk about that.
It would be longer than the Spit and Chicklets 2.5 hours. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me ask this question for you. Who is the best player you've played against? You play the greatest. Wow. So, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Let me guess. Either been Gretzky, we've been Lemieux.
For sure.
Did you tell me once that Jaromir Jagr he was really hard to play against?
Yeah, he's probably top 5. Jagr. Mario is probably the toughest.
Really?
Again, Gretz always,
just
but
so strong.
Mario
Lemieux was just massive.
Yeah, he was big. His stick felt like it was 11 feet long. He's just amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I don't know. He's just dude. Stefan's the chillest guy. He's like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, what was it like? Tell me, what was it like? And he's like, big of a deal, Then I broke. No,
it was awesome, you guys. Like when Chaz talks about Peter Forsberg and
Peter Forsberg, badass,
like amazing
favorite player ever, favorite player of all time.
Yeah, amazing player, great guy. So I was
into golf too, isn't he?
Avalanche, we all know that, right? And then you also played I know you played for Boston, didn't you? Towards the end of your career?
Yeah, Avs, Calgary, Boston, Caroline.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and to go back to Peter, I think he owned. I don't know if he still does, but he owned a course in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah, Forsberg's big in the golf.
He was. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, him and Deadmarsh used to play a lot. They're buddies.
But you didn't play obviously because you still suck. So.
Yeah.
You never.
But when you play when you play late May, June every year, the teams I played, especially in Colorado, you don't have much time for golf. So.
He was always in the playoffs. His season was longer than most.
No, he's like, who'd you play for the Coyotes?
No playoffs there.
Here's my opinion on the Coyotes. I was so excited when they came to Arizona. And then they moved to the West Valley, which was the dumbest thing they could have done because they isolated half the city, right? Because I'm sorry, I'm not driving 2 hours to watch a hockey game. But when they played downtown, I used to go to the games all the time. I don't know why. They could have built the arena in Scottsdale, but they didn't. Instead, they built that incubator place thing that nobody goes to. So dumb.
Yeah, it's way out there. It's tough to get there on a Tuesday night game, honestly. It takes quite a long time.
I want to get DUI. There's no way, man. One last question for you before I know, because this bond has to go soon. Just take a nap. So, is there anything I didn't ask you today that you feel like is kind of I should have asked about with the product? Because I think I nailed all the questions that I wanted to ask.
No, I think at the end of the day, our product is very straightforward in a sense because we only sell alignment sticks. We're not a clothing apparel company or anything like that. We really want to improve people's games with the alignment sticks. And so it's nice because we can really concentrate on only a couple products at the end of the day, like whether it's a single hinge, our double hinge, or the indoor stand that we're getting made. So, we're really going to hone in on our what's working type of thing. And we don't really want to dip into maybe what's not working. Like we don't want to start just buying and all of a sudden we're a golf brand versus really just concentrating on what our product is, which is a training aid
for and being
yeah. And we want to be known as the best alignment sticks for golfers. And I think that we are on the way to doing that. And it's really funny to even say that just because it's alignment sticks, but it's more than that. And when you get it in your hands and you really see how it can improve your game, especially at a young age, golf's all about routine at the end of the day. And so, I think, I'm excited for what this year is going to bring, after what happened. And golf is in such a good place. It really is. Playing with a lot of the guys out here and just seeing the golf industry from a different perspective, with like DJ and Jeff Fujimoto, who I'm with a lot, they work for 8 a.m. Golf. And it's really cool to see that side of the golf industry versus just being an amateur going out and hacking it up. Right. So it's cool to see because it's in a really good place. And so I'm really excited to see how we can utilize that to our advantage.
No, it's cool. Here's my opinion on the golf industry. It's changing a lot. And I think the big brands are dinosaurs and they're, they only can do the same thing every year, which is, here's a new driver, but it's like, no one cares anymore. Like
there's only so many putting mirrors you can buy.
Yeah. It's like, you can only invent something and sell it or just, I don't know. I just feel like you're seeing a big shift, especially in the last 4 years. I would say it's gradually getting bigger, and especially because it's so easy to start a company, or I wouldn't call it a company, but start a product, try to sell it. That I think you're seeing a lot more innovation in the game, and they're just I don't know.
I think what a lot of people miss out on is they don't want to buy the average golfer, the amateurs or. It's almost like they're afraid to buy training aids because they think they'll look weird out on the driving range using it, right? But at the end of the day, Stefan trained his whole life for a sport. He's competitive. He wants to get better at it, and that's the same thing with my mindset. Is I want to get better. I'm competitive. I still have that edge, right? And to beat my friends and to improve my golf game. We live in Scottsdale. There's amateur tournaments weekly, and I want to be competitive. So those golfers still exist for sure. But even the guys that are just going out and playing, they still don't be afraid to buy training aids. It's not weird. Don't make it seem like you look funny out there using it. So we want to make sure that the AlignmentPro, when they're using it on the putting green, it just looks normal because they're just working on trying to hit a putt. They don't want a 4-putt anymore. So,
yeah. Well, I think people don't get that. If you ever go on a putting on the range before a golf tournament, like a pro golf tournament, the amount of training aids that
God, dude, the whole freaking green's full of them.
Yeah, they provide their
there's bags
for their
training
athletes.
aids.
Yeah,
There's bags of putters and there's bags of training aids. Like seriously, I have pictures. I'll show it to you guys. Like I have it, and like I remember texting like different putter companies, being like Lab, right? I saw the Lab putter out on the putting green last year, and I texted to Sam Hahn, the CEO of Lab, and I was like, "Hey, check it out, you guys putters here." And he's like, "Oh, awesome!" Because like everyone's trying to get their stuff out there, but everyone's, I don't know, they're getting ready for a mat. They want to make money. This is their job. All the other stuff, whatever, they don't care.
Yep.
Well, cool.
I love it.
I appreciate your friendship, not you, Stefan, but you, Staz. And I just,
oh boy.
Um,
Sorry, bud.
I know you
I
can't
got thick
fight.
skin.
I know you can't fight, so it's okay. You told me that. So
I've lost every hockey fight I've ever been in. That's why I had somebody do it for me. So
I would just grab on the other guy and skate around, dance. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I was always the smallest. I always ended up on the bottom very quickly. So put it that way.
I was too tired. I was like, just punch me in the face and get it over with.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do appreciate you guys' friendship, and I love texting you guys. And I don't know, these guys are my friends, like for real, except for Stefan. And you guys gotta check out the AlignmentPro. It's legit. It's like, yeah, it's more expensive than a cheap ass plastic stick you buy at Home Depot or on Amazon. Like, what's it cost? Like $80 or something, $70, something like that. What is it?
Yep. Yeah, it comes in a package. So you'll get a solo. Yeah. You'll get the double hinge, which is obviously the main part of the AlignmentPro. And then you'll also get just a regular alignment stick for your feet or for whatever else you want to use it for. So you're buying a package.
Get what you pay for. Let's put it that way. Like you're not just buying, it's an $80 stick. It's like, no, dude, you get like the whole training aid system.
Yeah.
And
it's durable.
It's durable. It's not going to break.
Legit.
They stand behind the product. I mean,
I've watched pros hit it with a golf ball and it doesn't shatter. So
yeah, it's like and it will last you forever. And these guys are going places. They really are. You can see they're already in bags of all players. So if you guys want to get something that's really worth your money, then just get it. Check it out. What's your website? It's like AlignmentPro.com or something?
Yep, pretty simple. AlignmentPro.com. And you can find us on Amazon as well.
But thank you for being on the show today. And I will probably talk to Stefan later because he wants to talk to me about me in trouble.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, buddy.
Paul. Appreciate it.
I got to talk to you later too. So
yeah,
all right.
Sounds good.
Guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
appreciate it.